Alright, welcome to the Not.a.prepper channel. I am Not.a.prepper. So we decided to try to take a trip out to Dugway Geode beds. The first little spot that you come to is the Simpson Spring Station. It's actually like on the old Pony Express route. This place is the only place, if you want to call it a bathroom, it resembles a bathroom. It's got four walls, a roof, and two holes in the ground. But this is where we stopped. This is really the middle of nowhere. I don't know if you want to classify this as the Utah West Desert, but as you can see, there's really nothing out here. This particular place had no running water or anything, even in the bathroom. So if you want to make this trip, obviously you want to bring your own food, bring your own water. Now, yeah, that's the little bathroom. I believe that most of this land is like a Bureau of Land Management land. So it's federal property to the best of my knowledge. This particular road, it starts out as Pony Express Road. Where we are right now is, I think, the Simpson Spring Road by the Simpson Spring campground area is where we're looking at. So this is some historical stuff. It's really neat. A lot of old things out here. Very few people around. You'd see a vehicle every once in a while. It's got some of these old plaques, and some of these they've just been exposed to so much of the elements: sun, weather, rain, wind. Wind is really bad here, which is why I'm voicing over most of this, if not all of it. Here's the little Pony Express station building, and it's just a tiny little building. I was surprised that you could actually get light in here. In a second here, I think I try to touch the roof, and it's a wood roof. It's tall enough for an adult person to stand up in here, so it looks short compared to a modern day house, but it's really not. It's not that short. I'm about to head out the door here, and again, this is the view of this area. Like I said, you can tell. I think that water down in it almost looks like a little spring down there. I never go down there by the spring. My goal was to get to the geode rock bed area, and this is just this is like a tiny, what was going to be a little cabin for a person. I don't know if it was ever completed and fell down, or if it just didn't get totally completed or used, but it's right there in that Simpson Spring camp area. When we got here, we had to go through I believe it was the town of Faust. It's before you get to Vernon in Utah, obviously, but it's this particular Pony Express Road. It's like a historic area. Again, hardly anybody out here. You'll see a car or another vehicle every once in a while. Getting here, at least, it was not bad. If you're trying to get to here, you could do it in any vehicle that you wanted. The roads are all like dirt roads. Here I'm noticing it looks like someone tried to shoot this lock off, and that lock has been there for a while. I don't think they're supposed to be brown, but it looks like someone tried to shoot that lock off, but they did not succeed. All right, as far as vehicles go, like I was saying, like, you can use any really vehicle that you want to get to here, but to fully get to the Dugway Geode beds, you need something that is not a car. You need a truck, something off the ground, SUV or something. I don't record a lot of some of these little paths. As you can see here, this is the type of roads 90% of this route is. Up ahead, I think there's some animals and they're playing in the road. I think it's like a Utah mountain antelope or something. So, but these roads are doable as long as it's not raining or snowy. to actually, once you get off this road, to actually try to get to the geode beds themselves, it's you have to have a vehicle that is off the ground. You will never ever make it. And that right here, I still have reception on my cell phone. But once I get through this little mountain pass up ahead, it's like you're in a dead zone. And if you get stuck, you get high centered, you would be in a world of problems. Yeah, you would be hiking for a long time, and you don't want to do that hike with a spouse and a bunch of kids with you. Again, so bring water, bring food, bring hand sanitizer, bring toilet paper if you think you're going to need it. Here, there's a whole bunch of sheep. It is a flock of actual sheep, and they're crossing the road. And I'm not 100% sure if it's okay for me to drive through these. We end up deciding to go slow through here. But yeah, you can see these sheep all the way. They look like they're the same color as the sagebrush that's out there. Very hard to see, but you can kind of see them out there. There's a black sheep every once in a while. I think there's actually some rancher's dog or something. But yeah, like I say, there I'm focusing on the black sheep. But it's like a 1,000 some odd sheep. I think there's a white dog. I just went above it because I had a hard time seeing here, but I think there's a white dog out in front of them doing its dog shepherding thing. So at this point, I'm just deciding whether or not I can drive through these animals or not. Obviously going slow. Don't want to hurt anybody's sheep out there. But you can see these hills. The road. All right, here I'm zooming in. Okay, here's the black sheep. Eventually I start trying to drive. I'm quite positive he's out of step with the world, but he's doing his thing. But on the other side of this road, as it goes up here, on the other side of the mountain is where this geode bed is. So here I've gotten through the mountain pass. This is actually me at filming this geode bed area. Obviously there's standing water in it. The little area that it's around, I don't know what mountain range it would actually be called. I think it might be the Cedar Mountains. But there's right on the other side of the sheep, there was a bitter knoll. You go through the bitter knoll. It's like a one lane road, if you want to call it a road. Like I say, it's more like a gravel trail. But there's Castle Mountain and the Pyramid Peak, and this little geode bed is sort of down on the flat area in front of the. All right, so at the geode beds here. The ground is not too hard, but I did not bring a very good shovel. The family had a little more fun just looking for rocks that were just above the dirt. You can see that people have been digging in different areas here. They've made little depressions. So it's the family had a fun time looking around. Like I said, we didn't do a lot of digging itself. There's so many busted rocks that all look neat. Whether or not they're full-on geodes, I don't know if you would really classify them as geodes, but you can see a lot of little pieces of crystals in them. You can see different colors in these rocks. To my understanding, I think someone may have brought an excavator or something like that in here and dug some of these holes already. But like I say, you can. All right, there was still a considerable amount of wind here, which is why I'm voicing over literally the entire video. Weather-wise, it wasn't too cold, but there was enough wind to make it definitely cool. I don't know that I would want to pitch like a shelter here. Like, I don't know, some people may have camped here. Every once in a while you can see some fire pits. You would definitely want to, if it were nighttime, you would definitely want something that could help block the wind. There's a lot of little, again, like roads that go up and around this area. I don't know if they're officially named or just numbered through BLM or something. So here I'm trying to get up on top of one of these little hills to see if I can get get a better view of the surrounding area. I don't know what this pole and this cross looking thing are for, maybe a marker, but down there you can see my vehicle, and it's totally different color there. You can see that's, now I'm panning past it, but that's where the geode beds are. And you, like I say, you can take your shovel, you can dig, to your heart's content. As far as I know, I believe you're not supposed to bring it's not supposed to be a marketing thing. I don't think you can sell the stuff that you find there, but you're allowed to go dig on your own. But you can see this area here, even on the ground. Just looking on the ground, there's neat looking rocks that have been busted open, and you can see these different colors and these different little crystal configurations. But yeah, it's a neat area. You can see forever out here, and eventually I get tired of this particular view and I go back down the hill. So I think this direction I'm looking at now is about north. So I've come back down the hill. This is just a little bit more of the area. I want to say I'm eventually going to go down inside this pit here, and I believe it's about 10 to 12 feet to the top. So it's at least where the water level currently is. It's probably 10 or 12 feet to the ground level, and you can see where the rain has been basically cutting runoffs down into this area. Like I said, my kids enjoyed it. They thought it was neat, something we'd never done before. But again, in this area, there's no cell phone reception, so if you break down, good luck hiking through the mountains of the West Desert. And also, there's obviously nowhere to use the bathroom. So bring the supplies that you think you need. Okay, at this point, I think I'm tired of being down in the pit. So the ground was almost more like a clay. It didn't really stick to our shoes, but it wasn't that rocky, wasn't that soft. I don't know what you would call the ground. I would not call it mud, but it's definitely a different consistency. You can climb back out just with regular shoes on. It's not like I had hiking boots or anything on, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to like drag too much wet clay or whatever you call this back into the car or anything. But yeah, otherwise it's, like I say, it's really neat. It's definitely interesting. You don't see a lot of this type area in Utah. Well, most of Utah is actually exactly like this, but as you can tell, no one lives here, no one goes here. But definitely something neat for those who want to explore the area. And like I say, I'm noticing that there is a little bit of trash out here. One thing that I've noticed at this point is I've not seen a sign saying geode rock beds. I eventually find it. To my understanding, these beds are also labeled like A and B. I've got no idea which one is which. So here I actually find the sign near one of these little trails, these driving trails, but I have no idea what this actually is. Obviously it got burnt. I don't know if it got burnt from someone trying to burn it or a natural wildfire. It's something like ice 4. I don't know what that means. And then I flip it over and then I actually see what it says on the other side. There we go. Dugway Geode beds. I'm actually talking to the family right here, so that's why I don't get a good straight shot on this. But yeah, so someone knocked it down, burnt it down, or whatever. So good luck finding this. So like I said, I've said this a couple times already. Yeah, you lose cell phone reception, but I had already Google Maps this, and it followed. The trail showed me that this is where we were. So here we're on a little road here leading. I'm trying to show where the geode beds are from where we are. I believe that's a shot of about west of the geode beds, and now I'm panning more northish. I don't know what that area is out there. I believe it's Dugway Proving Ground area, but it's also probably part of the Great Salt Flats. Here's the, I just came off of that little road, and now I'm on the main road, which it's the Pony Express route. I believe the name of this road is still Simpson Springs Road. Then we have to go back up into the mountains, go through the Bitter Knoll area. I think I got a couple shots of that. So that's facing west still. And the geode beds are up in there somewhere. I don't know which mountain is what, but one of those mountains I just took a shot of would have been Pyramid Peak or Castle Mountain area. And we got to go back up through those hills. Literally, as soon as I came down that road out of that mountain area, that's when my phone told me it lost connection. I never go further down this road. I believe as you get closer to the mountains on the other side, there's like a fish and wildlife area. So here's coming out of the mountain. I'm at first filming on my side, then my wife films out of her side. And then you can see that road down there. This particular road, definitely a one-lane road. Dirt, gravel, whatever you want to call it, rocks. Do not do this in the wintertime. Do not do this in the rain. It looks like it's going to rain, but it's Utah. It's still mostly dry. And down in that little valley area there, that's about where I saw the sheep coming this direction. So I think the whole trip ended up taking about, well, we stopped at the Simpson Spring area and hit the bathroom once on the way back. I think from Salt Lake City, if you were to drive straight out here, it would probably be a 2.5 hour drive. There's a shot of, that's what we just came down. Here's a shot out our front window going down again. So like I say, it's a fun little drive, definitely unique. Like I say, didn't see very many other people. There was one other guy at the Dugway Geode bed. Didn't talk to him. We let him do his thing and he let us do our thing. But yeah, down in this area up here is where we saw the sheep. Here's me trying to film out my side. But it is a long, long drive with, like I say, sagebrush and mountains to look at. If you're lucky, you can see some wild animals. And I hope I get another shot of the road ahead of us. I think I do. Alright, here's the road going back. Like I say, it's very open. Not a lot out there. Rocks, dirt, sagebrush. See some birds every once in a while. Okay, here's some of the rocks that my kids collected. Like I say, we didn't cut or bust these open. There were so many just busted open, just on top of the ground. Anyways, I'm having a hard time focusing with my camera here. And you know, there's a few of them that we got that you can actually see some of the little crystals in. Not perfect geodes. Like I say, we didn't dig looking for the perfect round ones to try to bust open and cut open. But there's so many rocks like this out there that whether it was from the excavator or whatever, that they're just, like here you can actually see a little bit of crystal on the side of this one. We've not cleaned these or anything. I'm not sure what the best way to clean them without destroying them. But some really, really unique formations on these. Like this one's some milky white crystal on the inside of this rock. Here I'm noticing that there's a little more here. And there's an edge of one. And like I said, these might have been exposed for a fairly long time, so they might have some wind damage, maybe rain, snow. I think I got another grouping of them here. Like I said, I'd like to clean a few more of these off. Like I said, my kids just found all these, they were just, like I said, we didn't even have to dig for them. They were just above the ground. Alright, question being, would I go back there? Yes, I would like to go back there with the right tools. Little more preparation for the trip out there. Now I know what I'm getting into. But like I said, if you have a decent sized pickup truck, something that's off the ground, you don't want anything low on the ground. You could make the trip, but do not go in a car. You have to be in something, SUV, tall pickup, whatever. So here I'm just looking at the last few of the rocks. Alright, I still have a few more rocks to go through here. Like I said, this was neat. Family enjoyed it. Do want to go back there again. Just got to be prepared. Have the right equipment. I like that particular rock right there. It looks like it's almost square shaped. Alright then, I guess that's about it. If you could like, comment, and subscribe. Good luck and have fun, everyone. Enjoy being outside.